fired it up. I know Sick Pat had to go. I'll go for about another 45 minutes or an hour or so. So here we go. Rock and roll. I know everybody is probably getting the notifications right now. There you go. There it is. All right. So let's see. Get that up there. Set up for the invite. All right. Here we go. There you go. All right. Hey, Sing, how you doing? All right, guys. Oh, what's up, man? There you go. Carpenter, grab a link, my brother. Grab a link. Yeah. Yeah, things are going well here. In fact, I got almost, I'm about, I guess, about 80% done with that cooler, that freezer box, freezer cabinet. I got to make, man, I was working on it today and we got all the foam put into it and it was too dark to take video. And I was like, shit, I still got to caulk it in and frame in some of the holes that we, for access to the ventilation for the deep freezer. But it's, had a lot of progress on it today. Tomorrow I'll be setting the framing for those holes, and you'll see on the video what I'm talking about. But we're gonna take that deep freeze and drop that sumbitch right in there. There is one thing I haven't taken into account for. I haven't even thought about it yet until just now. The power cord. I got to cut a hole for the power cord. That's not going to be a problem. Oh, hell yeah. In fact, I'll give you I've been making videos of the assembly of this one. And I can actually show you right here. And I was hoping Sick Pat was going to hang in there too. And because I was going to show him. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. This is a process of what I got done yesterday. Okay, this is what I've got done so far on the cooler box, or the freezer cabinet that I'm building. Now, we've gotten to the point where I've got the 4 walls, I got the base done. I've got the 4 walls that are going on. The legs are painted and almost ready to put on. But I've started putting the foam in and cutting the foam from these coolers like that. Hey, Queenie. And there's Ranger. And there's Janice. And oh, those are my helpers. Good Lord. But anyway, I take these coolers and I cut them into sections in order to make the insulation inside the box that goes around the deep freezer. So this is what I'm doing, and we're at this stage. I got the quarters cut and the openings for the controls and ventilation for the freezer unit, and I'm setting it in there. I wanted to get a video on this because once we get the freezer in here, I won't be able to show you this. So, but yeah, there you go. And it's just those cooler boxes, the styrofoam coolers, cut up into pieces, then set into place inside the box, kind of like a big puzzle. Trying to use the biggest possible pieces as I can. And when I'm done, I'll come back through it and put caulking on all those seams. And we should have a badass little box here. So, alright, I'm going to get the rest of this foam put in, and I'll come back on the video and give you an update here when I'm done with that. So, excellent. Then I think we'll be putting, the next thing I'm going to do after getting the foam complete is probably do the legs on the cabinet and get it solidified so we can figure out how to do the top. Alright, well, here we go. Oh shit. There's Ranger. Hold on a second. Hey, check out the garden, man. This one finally uploaded so I can show you guys my garden. Alright guys, I wanted to show you the watermelon. What we've done with that. We set up this panel fence, and we put the watermelon vines up it so they don't get tangled up in the grass. And we're going to try and hang these boxes that we want to try and make square watermelons out of on those. As you can see, we're already getting some good sized melons. Yeah, and there's a bunch in here. There's one right there. There's another. A couple more. They're just, you can see them. They're all over the place over here. There's another one underneath there. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there's a couple on the fence too, so that's just the sugar babies. And we got more over here. They still look a little rough. The vines are still acclimating to the fence. But yeah, we're going to try and make square watermelons. Now these are Jubilees. These are the big ones. So we're going to try and figure that out as well. And these are crimsons. These are kind of a medium-sized watermelon. And we've got lots of blossoms, but only a couple few baby starts in there. And, man, wow, there's even more sugar babies in here than I saw from the other side. Good deal. All right, but that's our watermelon patch. And our peach tree is kicking butt. There's lots of peaches on it all over the place, and they're starting to get bigger, which I'm glad. There's our broccoli and our radishes and our cucumbers, which are kicking butt. Those are our hot green peppers and our regular green peppers, which are now spicy. So those are growing pretty good. Our onions are coming together. They're getting big underground too, and really starting to get bulb shell on those. So looking to get some onions out of there. And the green beans actually have started. Now there's that tomato plant in the middle of those. But the green beans, they're actually going pretty good. It actually starts some babies on there. Already starting out. And some of them are starting to get pretty big. So we'll have some fresh green beans here soon. Yeah, a couple of the plants didn't make it very well after they got eaten by the rabbits. That's why we put that stuff on there. And my tomatoes. They've seemingly slowed down on their growth. They're not climbing the fence all the way. They're still very productive, but I guess I didn't get the soil deep enough for them. I'll get some more fertilizer on them, feeding them, stuff like that, but they just don't seem to be doing as good, and I think it has to do with the soil. These will be much better next year after all this mulch gets worked into the soil. Now, the okra started taking off finally. That's Jim. Oh, check this out. Another mushroom. And we got plenty of these other white cap mushrooms that are coming up. Now, these are angels of death. Yeah, these are not to be messed with. They're straight up poison. So, and they're growing everywhere, but they're breaking down the soil and the mulch. So we're kind of good with that. I'm not sure what that one is, but I know none of them are really good for eating. But some of the okra is just taking off. There's a big piece of okra right there. There's lots of baby starts and stuff like that. The zucchini have produced, but not very much. And now they're looking kind of weird. We water it plenty. And it's just not... A couple of them are doing good, but not very productive. And again, I think it's a matter of the soil. And there's one there. It's just kind of small. But the hot peppers, jalapeno, they're just jamming all over the place. Look at that. It's like Christmas trees with peppers on. Banana peppers are the same way. They're jamming. Really doing a bunch of them. So, check this out. I grew the cucumbers on the cattle panel here, and they are loving this cattle panel. I've never done this before. I just thought, well, we'll just plant them here and see how it works. And it is just awesome. It's kicking butt. I'm really happy with the... Oh, check this out. It's right there. Made its own little deal to hold it up. Yeah, we just pulled 6 or 7 of them out yesterday. Check that. Anywhere I stick the camera in, seems to be a bunch of them. And we got all the bees and stuff. Here's another one, big one. And they're jamming. I'm really happy with that. So, there you go. I wanted to show you what we were doing with the watermelons and such. Carrots are growing good. The broccoli is starting to pick up, kicking butt. There's no fruit yet, but we're working on it. But yeah, soon we'll have some fresh green beans. This is going to be awesome. Alrighty, talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. See you soon. But yeah, that's what we had going on in the garden, man. Yeah, it's Cucumber Cam, man. What's up? Rock on. Faraday, it's just a matter of shielding. The problem is you can't ground a car. I can't have a permanent ground on the car. I mean, you could drag a copper plate or something, but then again, you're dragging a copper plate. No, thank you, Colonel. I mean, dude, I was like, I want to see what you got going on. Salute, Colonel. Rock on. Welcome in. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me go ahead and do this again. Yeah, there you go. Hey, guys, come on up and talk to me. Come on, man. Let me get a link up to you. Hit the link now, damn ya. Yeah, any old microwave, an old microwave, a fish basket set in a plastic barrel. You know, the deep fry baskets, you can use that. And you said, yeah, there's all kinds of ways to do it. But an old microwave, cut the cord off the back of it so you don't turn some bitch on. But you can even take the internal parts out and play with them, you know, like make microwave guns and stuff. I didn't tell you that, but I've heard you could do that. But it's the cage, man, where you put the food. Yeah. And the door. Yeah. It blocks electromagnetic pulses. Yep. You can't be struck. Of course, you're not going to signal out of there either. But you can do the same thing with if you've ever seen Tesla stuff, he didn't put it in a wooden box. You don't have to do that. It's just a metal cage. Okay. Like, yeah. And that'll stop the signals as well. So, yeah. How you doing, Carpenter?
Oh, pretty good.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Starting to play with my stuff a little bit.
I don't know if I need to know that.
No, the hunting stuff.
Oh, okay.
My equipment.
Oh, no, not the sounders again, right?
No, that's turkey hunting.
I don't know. You had like injured rabbit.
But we were talking about muzzleloaders and the old way where you took the powder, dumped it down the barrel, put the patch around the ball, the whole 9 yards. Now the new ones are just ridiculously easy to shoot. Then you don't have black powder like you used to.
Right.
You don't. Yeah, the modern ones you don't use black powder. You use white hots.
Yeah.
Here, I'll get them out.
Yeah.
I can play with this shit, you guys. Ah, fuck. Just love this stuff.
You still got to ram it and everything, right? To shape it.
Oh, here. Yeah. Let me get my picture back. How's that?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Holy shit! You got a
These
hair.
are white hots. That's your black powder right there.
Yep.
And then
holy shit! You got a haircut.
Yeah, I got it all cut. Fuck, I wasn't waiting again.
It's really nice.
And you put 3 of them in. Like that. 2. Or 3. And I use 3 because I like a wallop. And them just drop right down the barrel of there's the new modern muzzleloader. They don't quite look like Grandpa's old fucking muzzleloader, do they?
No, they don't.
No, you got the Bergera barrel, and you slide it down. Slide one of these right down the barrel like that.
Right. Just one?
3 of them.
3 of them, right?
Yep. So you just drop 3 of them down the barrel. Then you go in your bag, which I have all that, and you grab a 50 caliber hollow point wind snot knocker, I call them.
Oh, so it's not the ball.
And there's the ball. Yeah, that's just the powder. And there's the ball.
Right. Okay, it's not a ball.
See the plastic on the bottom?
It's a bullet. Yeah.
That's what used to be the wad, the paper you put around the ball.
Right.
And then you slide that right in the barrel too, like that. You use this little thing to get it started on this end. That pushes it, gets it seated. Then you spin it around and you use the 3-inch end, and then that pushes it down in the barrel about as far as my hand is.
Yeah.
Then you pull the rod out and you shove the whole thing down. And I've got it marked. You can't see it, but I have it marked for 2 and for 3. And then you push it down in there, and that's how you pack it.
Right. Oh, awesome.
Yep. And then See, it breaks. So you just break it open. You use a standard 209 shotgun primer. There they are right there. That's how they come.
Oh, wow.
And you take those. Yeah, they're cool. The whole fucking mess is just cool as shit. I think anyway. You take a 309 primer, 209. Get one out here. This would, if you were reloading shotgun shells, it's the same primer you put in the end of a shotgun shell.
Right. Wow.
And there it is, right there.
Yep.
And that slides right in a little hole right there. Come on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's all you do. See how it slips in there?
Yeah.
Then you click it shut, it's go time.
Wow.
And to fire it, there's no safety on them. There isn't a safety on them, but if you look at the back by the trigger here, there's a pull right there. And you just pull the pull back. Now it's fire.
That's ready to fire.
Yeah, so there is no safety.
Well, I mean, the whole damn thing is a safety.
Yeah, and then you crack it open. Okay, and these are called a breech loader. These are it's called a breech plug, and it's for easy cleaning. And then, you know, when your barrel gets dirty, you just spin this plug here out. And you only shoot it 5 times, and then you clean it. Then you spin the plug out.
Wow.
It comes out, and you can see down the barrel.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's for easy cleaning.
Nice.
And then when you're all done, it's all clean. You put a little anti-seize on this little, it's called the breech plug.
Right.
You spin it back in, and you're ready for another 5 or 6 shots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not like the old days. You can, if you don't do that, you don't have to clean it, you know. So if you're just going to load it quick, you can load it in probably 10 or 15 seconds. You know, it don't take long to load them.
And once you get used to it, it'd be a lot faster than that, even.
Oh yeah, way faster. Yeah, so it's amazing.
I can see just laying them out in my hand. You know what I'm saying?
And then
This plugs.
When you buy this gun, this is CVA. It's with the Bergara barrel. You can buy it without the Bergara barrel. It'll run you about $500. But if you buy the Bergara barrel for it, the gun itself runs about $800. And then I've got another $350 in the scope on it.
The scope, right?
Yeah. So that's the new fancy latest model ones. This was
right. Oh wow.
About a year and a half old. And they make the one with the pistol grip, like the hold. You know, so you have a hold for your thumb. It's a hole.
Right.
But I can't stand that. I don't like that. I like the open grip.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that hole you slide through. It just feels uncomfortable to me. Then it's just game on after that.
Exactly.
I can't wait to start fucking shooting these things.
Oh, you haven't shot it yet?
Oh, God, yeah. Fuck, I've killed deer with that.
Right on.
Yeah, I've shot it. Bunch.
Just give me a shot.
Well, where's the box? That many times, 3 times, 300 yards. I can ring the bell with this out at the Chatfield Fire Range, and it's a 12-inch plate, 3/4-inch plate still welded to 2 chains hung up in a tree and painted orange, and it's called Ringin the Bell. And you shoot, and I'm the first guy out there. The old guy said I'm the first one. I was shooting out there one day, and it was boom, and you hear tang, and boom, tang, and it was going on. You know, I finally got it. It took me quite a while, but I finally got it all sighted in. This old guy comes walking up and says, "What in the hell is that?" And I showed him the gun, you know, and he says, you're the first muzzleloader out here that's rung the bell. And I can do it every time. Yeah, 300-yard gun. Yeah, it's not Grandpa's fucking flintlock anymore.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, shouldn't get me started.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now,
But we were talking about that at Pat, so I thought I'd show everybody.
Yeah. Now I've got a reloaders. I've got a couple reloaders, and I've never done it myself yet. So
Yeah.
I'm still
You have the
pulling off.
reloaders? You mean the dies and the reloading machine?
I got the machine. Yeah, I'm not sure I got
nice.
the. I don't know that I have all the dies that I need.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
my dad was big on 308, 30-06, and 40 cal. So I'm well, machine gun, or not machine gun, but shotgun. He did a lot of shotgun shell reloads.
Yep.
So I'm not sure. I haven't taken inventory of all the stuff, but I'm sitting here with 303, 308, and well, 76239.
But that's all you. That's all you carry when you go out into the woods. Is you just carry that. Where the fuck is it? No, I can't even find it. It's here somewhere. You just carry a bag. It's got this, white hots, and primers, and that's all you carry in your bag now.
Oh,
and the gun's watertight too. So water don't bother it.
Oh, wow.
So like if you're out in the rain, you don't have to keep it dry.
So the powder doesn't get wet?
No, the bullet seals it on one end, and the breech seals it on the other.
Okay. But what about the powder packs themselves? Are they susceptible to water?
No, because it's that plastic rim around the bottom that makes it watertight. Yeah, that seeps
when
down
it's in the gun. Yes, I understand when it's in the gun, but those powder packs by themselves are still vulnerable.
Oh right? Yeah. Then you got to be careful.
Yeah. Keep the powder dry.
Oh yeah. It's that same shit. I dropped the 309 primer.
209.
It's here somewhere. Fuck it, I'll vacuum it out.
Oh shit! Boo!
That's all right.
He'll vacuum it up. It'll go.
We had guys at work. Have you ever seen us where you shoot stud gun where you shoot like 2x4s into concrete with the little 22 bullet and the nails?
Yeah.
They look like little 22 shells, and they're all different. It's for different thicknesses and different depths. There's like red, green, blue, yellow. Well, they had the red ones, so they were the hot ones, and they were guys at our work that they'd hired. They weren't union. They hired him in the basement to clean up. And the one guy was sweeping, and it was a big pit he was sweeping out. Oh. And he raised his head up, and his buddy took one of them things and hit it with a hammer right by the side of his head. And he popped his eardrum so bad he had blood coming out of his ear. He deafened the guy in one ear. Yeah.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah, let's hire them dumbasses,
Yeah.
I would never think of doing that.
Why would you hit it with a hammer?
Because he'd like to hear him, explode, not realizing that those little shrapnel pieces of copper would just rip through you. I mean, granted they're not like a bullet, but they'll still
tear you up.
Right into your meat.
Plus the concussion, when it's not being contained in a barrel, it's still got a pretty good concussion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What an idiot.
Did you see that spazzy guy over there at Pat's?
Yeah.
Now, he was fucking worried, wasn't he? I just wanted to tell him, hey, bud, just fucking relax. You're gonna be fine. Don't be scared. Don't panic, because if you do, they win.
Right.
So just don't worry about it. And then he was like, wear masks and get vaccines, and I can't wait for the vaccine. And it's like, I fucking care if they make one or not. I'm not getting it. I don't care what they do. Right. I'm not participating. I'm not having nothing to do with any of it.
Yep, not participating in your madness.
No. The only thing I'm doing, I think we're going. If I'm not mistaken, on November 4th, I'm supposed to be in North or South Dakota duck hunting. And we're coming back to both.
Right. You said you could just about duck hunt all year long if you wanted to.
Oh, that's where one of these years, that's what we call it the endless season.
Right.
We're all going to get together and we're going to start up in Canada. And then we're going to duck hunt our way all the way down through the States. And then sometime around February, this starts beginning of September. And then sometime around February, we're going to be sitting out in the Gulf of Mexico shooting mallards. And we're going to call it the endless season.
There you go. That sounds awesome.
I told him, I said, "Fuck, we don't even have to rent motel rooms. I'll sleep in the trailer.
Right.
I'll sleep with the decoys. Fuck that. I'll go."
No shit. Well, you know what you change out your truck for a motorhome.
Yeah, but we got boats and shit we'll be dragging, and yeah, we could drag the boat with the motorhome.
Yeah, because most motorhomes sleep 4 people easy.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
A couple of the guys got them camper trucks too,
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Just campers. And only one guy, no shit. This year, he bought a new one, and it's one of them ones that's like a pop-up pickup. It's a pickup camper that's a pop-up. Yeah. So the top folds down and latches. Well, he went and picked it up. Fucking went and picked it up and was driving home, and they were showing him how it worked, and he was all happy about it. And he took off fucking down the road, and he felt this tug on his truck. And he looked in the rearview mirror. The top of the camper was sliding down the road behind him. He forgot to latch it.
Oh no!
That's what he said. That's what he goes. He goes, "Fuck it, only me." He says that don't happen to anyone else. I'm like, the hell it don't. That's something I do too.
The hell it don't.
So he got a new one. The insurance paid for it, but still.
Right.
He felt like a dumbass.
I've seen those guys towing they have a big F-350 or something super truck, heavy duty. A super heavy duty, and they're pulling them. They've got the camper thing on the back of their truck, right? And then they're pulling a camper and a boat behind that.
My ex-brother-in-law does that. They have a boat and 4-wheelers on a trailer, and out in South Dakota you can do that. And they'll put the boat on the back, and then the 4-wheeler trailer on the back, and then on the back of the 4-wheeler trailer, there's another boat hitch, and you hook the boat on that. And so when they come pulling in, they're pulling in with a motorhome, 4-wheelers, and a boat hooked on the back.
It's a friggin' train.
Yeah, it looks just cool as hell. I said, "How do you back it up?" He said, "You don't. That's why the boat's on the back."
You don't back that up.
No, so he says
don't pull in somewhere where you can't.
Yeah, if you do, you got to unhook the boat and then drop it, turn the rig around, then hook the bolt back up.
Hopefully you got a wheel on that jack.
Yeah.
On the boat.
Yeah.
That can suck real quick. But yeah, buddy, my next door neighbor used to be Doc Holliday. He
That's what you said.
Yeah, he runs Doc's Guns out in Eureka, Missouri.
Oh, nice.
And it was my neighbors. We were buddies out there, and we still are. Not door anymore. So he's got this, Super Duty F-250, and he's got the 35-foot, pull behind camper, and then he puts a boat on the back of that bitch. And I seen him pull. Yeah, they do it, but you guys just, he just tries not to do it in small areas.
Yeah, see, Minnesota, you're not supposed to do that, but if you're from out of state in a state that allows it, you can go through Minnesota.
Right. So I guess they allow it. He says, "I don't know if they allow it or not. This is what I'm doing." That's how we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, let somebody. I might be fucking up, but you know what? That's my fuck up.
Yeah, that's right. When I was a kid, first time I ever drove down an interstate, I was 13 years old. I was driving a boom truck, and that was just because my uncle and my dad moved houses, and we had 3 trucks to move. Well, there was 2 of them, and we were going about 70 miles down to Utica, Minnesota, from way out by Albert Lee, Minnesota. Okay. And they weren't going to run 2 trucks all the way down there, drop 1 truck off, go all the way back and pick up the boom truck. Well, on the job, I always ran the boom truck.
Right.
So they just looked at each other and they said, well, I guess the kid's going to drive. They threw me in the front seat of it, and away we went up down the interstate with a 13 years old steering like this and double shifting, double clutching. You know, had the old high-low transmission in it, and away I went.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all, yeah, I know what you mean. I told you about my first driving experience, right?
No. Well, I think you might have, but.
Well,
I'm
my grandma.
really high, so.
My grandma, she wanted some, we ran out of pig brains, and so she wanted him to go to the store and go do some shopping and pick up stuff for the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he got mad. He wasn't going to go to the store. So he turns around and she started yelling at him. So he turns around, throws his keys at me and says, you go on, you get that shit for grandma. And if you wreck my truck, I'm going to kill you. Okay, now he wouldn't let my dad drive his truck. That's how, that's just how he was. And that I was 12 years old. And I'm like, no way. Grandma just gave me the keys to the truck. No way. I was sitting there going, this is, oh my God. And I'm like, I won't wreck it, Grandpa. I promise.
Famous last words.
Well, I didn't wreck it. I did a good job. I thought I was going to hit the store, in fact, because I forgot where the brake was. But I didn't hit the store, so I was like golden. And it was a 1971 Chevy truck, and but it wasn't all original. He had a 455 Olds in there.
Nice.
Right, with the big transmission, automatic, and he had the generators under the hood. He had generators under the hood that had electric outlets and shit like that right off the engine.
Oh, nice.
He was badass mechanic.
Some of them 250s and 350s, you can get them with that.
Yeah. He built this stuff himself, though. He did all that stuff. So
that's really cool. Those things.
I know, right?
You just start your fucking truck up, and you can plug your lights in, your saws in, and.
My dad got so pissed off when he found out I got to drive Grandpa's truck.
Yeah, Grandpa trusted you.
It was kind of, now that I look back, it was kind of funny, but it was a little scary then.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was a mess going down the road. I was kind of freaked out about it, never been on the highway. But that's okay. Back then, that's what you did though. When you were out in the fields,
there's the brake, there's the gas, there's how you steer it. Don't fuck up.
Yeah, let's go.
That's pretty much how they taught us.
Yeah. What you had to, back then, farmers couldn't afford to go back and get machinery out of the field, so they had the kid drive something back. These guys that own their own business, you couldn't afford to do all that running around.
No.
Time or money, so they just put a kid in it.
Right, you're out running a reaper or a harvester, and you need somebody to take the fill truck.
Yeah, the grain part. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Who's the guy today who pled guilty? That was the lawyer that changed the 302s. You hear about that? What was the lawyer that changed 302s? Apparently they said he wasn't guilty. The FBI did, and this lawyer changed it.
Oh, wow.
And he admitted to it and pled guilty, so he's talking.
Yeah, and who else is talking?
Who?
His name. It's not Comey. It's not.
Brennan?
Underneath him. What was his name?
Stroke?
No, Struck was the investigator. We're talking about the number 2 in command guy.
Someone in here's got to know that. What's his name?
I can't think of it right now. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Glasses. He has glasses, hair like mine right now.
Kind of whitish hair. He was, when they started pointing fingers at him, he was like, "Listen, guys, I'm not going down by myself." They fired his ass just before his retirement was complete. Remember that? That's this guy I'm talking about. They actually fired him, and it was just before his retirement matured. Right? So he was all pissy, wrote a book and everything, and got all this bullshit. He says, "Look, I'm not going down by myself. If they're gonna sacrifice me, I'm taking all of them with me." Well,
Andrew McCabe,
Andy McCabe,
yep. Right?
Yep, that's right. He's singing like a fucking bird. He's up there tweeting every sound he can make. Hey, Buffalo Bill.
You got to know these guys aren't gonna take the fall.
Not by themselves. No, they're going to point fingers. They're going to point fingers, and it's going to go all the way through to the top people in charge. The same people who weaponized the IRS. The same people who weaponized every other agency of government against conservatives.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Because they weaponized the IRS in so many ways. Nobody's even talking about that shit. Where's the Lois Lerner shit going on? That all got buried by emails.
Yeah. I don't think any of it's actually buried. It's like Cuomo and the old people back to the assisted livings and the nursing homes. No matter what he tries, that question keeps getting asked. Who sent them back there?
That Minnesota governor's doing the same hook.
Yep.
Every one of those governors that did that were on that same book.
Yeah. That's fucking murder.
That is.
People are worried about this flu that's going around.
Fucking say tyranny? Treason?
Yeah. That's what you need to worry about is those murderers like that. That's a different level.
Yeah, they're killing thousands.
Yeah.
There were thousands of people who died in those nursing homes unnecessarily.
Yep. What did they say? Could be as high as 60% of all the casualties. Okay, but now the casualties, we got to go back in, and really kind of all you can do is go back in there and put the standards for heart disease and pneumonia and all those, and put them back. What were the averages over the last? If you take that out, there wasn't many people in this country.
No, there was more people dying from the flu than there was COVID.
Oh yeah.
Okay. By the time March had rolled around, there were already 12,000 deaths due to the everyday normal cold and flu.
Yeah, they got all shifted over to the COVID.
Yes, that's when I told you guys, when it was just before my birthday, and they came out with the changes for reporting from the UN, carried out by the CDC. And
I was standing in the gas station doorway today and bumped into a buddy, and he says to me, he goes, "You don't ever wear a mask, do you?" I said, "No, I haven't worn it yet." And there's all kinds of people standing around with masks. I mean, a bunch of them. He goes, "Well, how come you don't wear a mask?" I said, "Well, if you wear a mask," I said, "you're not part of the solution. You're the problem." You should have seen the looks I got. Wow.
Right.
Because that's my thing. I'm not going along with this.
I turned around. I told this guy the other day. He goes, I see this. I was walking in another one of the store things, and I was just saying, I just happened to say, I was like, "Hey, you know what? If you can spell a fart through that, you ain't gonna stop no fucking virus. It's 1,000 times smaller than a fart particle."
Exactly. Yeah.
And he just looked at me like,
yeah, they get that stupid look on their face, don't they?
Yeah, I have to think about that.
Look like, well, I'm not even going to bother with this guy. I get that a lot.
But yeah, I went to the store today, man. I went to the gas station. We had to go to the farm supply store. Had to go grocery shopping, did all that stuff. But this time I went the other way and went out into the town the other side of us. There wasn't. I don't think I seen well, maybe one old lady, but yeah, there was no mask being worn.
Yeah, that's what it's getting around here. For the first couple days, they were everywhere, and then you'd go into a store, and then 2 or 3 guys would take them off, and well, now you go in, there's people everywhere. No, hardly anybody wears them around here.
Right, right. No, there's nobody wearing masks around here. I was like, even the butcher.
Yeah.
The butcher's like, I was like, how you doing? He goes, doing pretty good. I said, that's great.
Well, I bought trailer tires, you know, and I went to one guy with the trailer tires, and he was on the mask, and he wouldn't shake my hand. I said, well, I'll get back to you tomorrow, and I was going to buy them. He didn't know it, but I was going to buy them. Right. He wouldn't shake my hand, so I went to a different trailer company here in town. And then when we were all done, the guy just stood up and shook my hand. I said, you know that shake of your hand right there? He said, yeah. I said, that was your sale. He just looked at me and smiled. He said, yeah, it's kind of stupid, isn't it? I said, yeah.
Right. They're starting to get it. They're starting to get it. People are waking up.
Same with those four-wheelers, you guys. I was at the Polaris dealer, and he wouldn't shake my hand either. It's like, yeah, no, we ain't buying here. So I went to a small town guy that handles Yamahas and stuff, and bought it there.
Yay, Pro Life. I see what you got there. They're talking about this this Millie Weaver situation. Did she get arrested and stuff, or is that the video about it? It's on YouTube. Okay, you don't have a link to it? But yeah, Carpenter, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And there's so many people waking up. Like I said, you just got to red pill these people. And the more people you red pill, guess what? They're going to do the same thing you did to them. Yeah. Everybody they know.
I seen that Millie Weaver thing today on Alex Jones.
Did you?
Yeah, where she got arrested. She was like, what the hell? Arrested for what? He said breaking and entering, and she's like, breaking and entering? What did I break and enter? You know? And then right. I don't know what else they ever said about it, but yeah, well, they'll be okay till Jones's lawyers get there.
After exposing,
yeah, you know he's got his own legal staff.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Hold on a second, I'm gonna try and find this. It's on YouTube. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go to banned video. I bet you. I guarantee you it's up there. Okay.
You know, this will blow up in their face too. It's kind of like them doctors when they started scrubbing those doctors talking about everything. Well, then everybody wanted to see it, you know. So then everybody was looking for it and sharing it, and
right. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. And now this. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're toasted.
An investigative journalist.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, let's see here. Is that the one that came up on the screen? Hold on a second. No, that's not. Oh, wow, that came through. I didn't realize that was doing that. Must have been an update. Okay, guys. Let me start this out. Ding, ding, ding. I didn't know that other one was still up. I never put that screen up before. There we go. There we go. Right here. And then we're going to go.
I seen that thing.
And.
You're saying a grand jury indicted me?
So we're going to have 221s out here. We have room to transport one. Can you send us a car, please? I will give you all your paperwork when we get to the jail. Right now, I need you to get some shoes.
Okay.
Because we need to get moving.
Okay.
Well, this time we're not going to no.
Guys, I don't know what's happening right now. The police have just showed up at my house, and they said that they're arresting me. They said that a grand jury indicted me for something. I have no idea what.
This is the Democrats, folks.
This is crazy. Where's my shoe? I have one shoe here.
I was told it was just one. You know, they must have been outside. At least they didn't do the no-knock warrant.
So we're good.
So why wasn't I given anything in the mail? Like, I have no idea what this is talking about.
So, Millie, just a journalist.
Yeah, Billy.
Just like the Pentagon Papers, Daniel Ellsberg. She's not protected anymore.
Huge breaking news right now, and I'm being
Because
harassed.
the Democrats.
No idea
You know
why.
about this case? Burglary.
Burglary?
Yeah.
For what? They're not even saying. They're saying
Okay.
we're being charged
Okay.
with
Now,
burglary.
is this from the grand jury or these green sheets?
Grand jury?
Are these green sheets or are they grand? It's just an indictment. Okay, very good. Okay.
Guys, calm down.
This is my son right now.
All right.
Buddy,
Let's go. To the car. I've been more than nice to the car.
I don't understand what's happening right now.
All right, so they're saying they have stolen government documents. And it's totally Hillary's emails, all of it. So nobody has the courage to put this stuff out. And the Justice Department's scared of the other criminal side. Because the criminals will kill you. And then they use normal feds and
Okay,
police to
Pro-Life.
go out and do their dirty work. And it's disgusting.
All right, hold on a
Just
second.
call her. We're not going to get into her last name. She's been on the show before.
Okay, hold on. All right, let me stop this one. Okay. And we'll go back over to this one. Let's find out what's going on here. Stop that screen. Okay, let's find this link. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the link. Okay, hold on. Go here, and I'm putting it together. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
What if I were to tell you that a small group of government contractors were hired by government officials to frame the Trump campaign, set him up for the Russia collusion investigation, provided witnesses for the impeachment hearings, and provided administrative support services to the Department of Justice during the Mueller investigation? And what if it just so happened that the same contractors are behind the fake news in mainstream media, influence operations on social media, and the civil unrest nationwide pushing the defund police movement? The Obamagate scandal only scratches the surface.
You mentioned shock value. That is shocking what the Russians did. I agree. We need to stop it.
I know that now based on the Horowitz report.
I'm not saying that you lied to the court. I'm saying you signed something that was a lie and you didn't know it.
Talk about a cover story. What really happened is much more alarming. Both parties are equally guilty of covering up what should turn out to be an even bigger scandal, Shadowgate. The tactical and operational role the shadow government played behind the scenes, carrying out the coup against President Trump. We're going to be looking behind the puppet at who the real puppet master string pullers are. The material presented in this documentary should concern people of all political affiliations. This is about real players, people whose names never come up, but should. Career politicians are definitely part of the Beltway swamp, even aspects of the deep state, but they are not shadow government. The shadow government consists of government contractors, defense, intelligence, security, and so on. Our government mostly consists of front-facing desk jockeys that are compartmentalized in cubicles.
All right, fire in the bowl. I got this. Is good. This is really good, guys. Hold on a second. Fire in the bowl, and then we'll continue. All right, hold on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we don't have a go master for now, but he's having internet problems at the house, so he's up there on chat. That's good to go. Got you covered, brother. Fire in the bowl. Brought to you by SausageGravyBiscuitFarms.com. Rock on. I love saying that. It's just really cool. Okay, now back to the show.
They're to cover up for the fact that most of the real work is outsourced to contractors, aka the military-industrial complex.
I've always wanted
that
to do
way,
that.
what the public sees through FOIA requests, investigations, congressional hearings, or otherwise, is as clean as a whistle. All the dirty work is kept private, with contractors in clandestine networks. These contractors have used their connections, power, and influence to create an unprecedented international criminal enterprise where blackmail is traded and people's personal data is gold. Two whistleblowers, Tory and Patrick Berge, who both worked extensively within the shadow government as contractors, have come forward with revelations that may be part of the biggest whistleblowing event to date.
I'm one of thousands faceless, patriotic Americans that worked within the shadows and had been doing that for a very long time. People who worked for John Brennan approached me while I was in my specialist training while I was in the Navy. When I was recruited, it was for electronic warfare. Then I ended up in information warfare, and ironically, the base that I first went to for electronic warfare is now information warfare.
My job for a company called Technology, which was owned by Obama's National Security Advisor, General James Jones, and I answered directly to his son. I worked for them for about 8 years. From 2007 to 2010, my focus was primarily in the development on a couple different contracts for the Department of Defense for the development of the capability for internet activities, something that helps support CNO, which is computer network operations, hacking and different things like that, and information operations, which would be your actual influence operations, right? It's a supporting application that really, it's kind of like a Microsoft project, right? Which allows you to manage large projects, like enterprise level projects.
Yes, I know about it.
Instead of like managing the building of the construction of a 14-story building, it's managing the most, malevolent operations that you could imagine.
I was a contractor for various intelligence agencies that were privately created. So they were private contracting agencies because unlike what most people think, our intelligence doesn't stay within our borders or within federal buildings.
The Shadowgate was the commercial version of an IIA weapon, IIA being interactive internet activities. That's the military nomenclature for what basically you've heard just being described for the last 3 or 4 years with all the fake news and the fake news journalists and fake stories, fake dossier. All these things are attributes, characteristics of IIA, which is social media psychological warfare. We began that really in 2007, when right after the policy guidelines first came. We were on one of the first contracts with the DoD that I'm trying to help the Force Psychological Operations Group understand how to go from dropping flyers from planes to a more micro-targeted social media psychological warfare application where you could select an individual target or a group target or an entire country if you wanted to.
What I did was something called localization. or L10N. So a localization strategy is you find a group of people, that could be a whole country, a city, a certain religious group, 6 block
Dallas.
as,
It's real
and
wild.
try to get in their mind. You have to understand how they eat, how they walk, how they talk, what they like, what pushes their buttons, what drives them nuts, what upsets them, what makes them happy. And then you use that to your advantage to push whatever ideology or product or direction you want them to go. Marrying together cultural appropriation, language, nuances of the demographic that you are targeting or the nation you are targeting. Pries into your demographic, your world. So if I want to blackmail you and put you under my thumb, not only will I know everything, but I will know your deepest, darkest fears. I will know people I can get in contact to find out more about you. Maybe you had like an old hockey injury. So if I wanted to attack you, I'd know where to hit you.
You understand enough about someone and you can hack their shadow, right? You can use their fears. You can use their anxieties. Sound anything like pandemics that you recognize here?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you can use those things to help reflexively control or influence a target, an individual, or whoever it is, right? Or a group of people, or an entire election, an entire country.
What Patrick Berge created was a program that was based off of the strategies that we used in person. It was a psychological operation, but that crunches data with the use of psychological operations. So you can predict how your target will respond.
You know, I spent like 7 years overseas, right? Several years, a couple of those years were specifically related to IIA.
I wouldn't doubt it, Dallas.
Understood certain things.
We hijacked the Afghan elections. How did we do that? We had to understand how the Afghanis think. We had to go to the areas that were anti-Taliban because the Taliban political group was now more militant than it was political. We used that to our advantage and formulated a plan where we would sway their thoughts to believe that XYZ candidate is the way to go, because then you won't get robbed and we'll tame the Taliban. But we had to do it in their way. So he created an algorithm that does that for you.
When we were largely doing this, it was done by analysts. Now this is more done automated through artificial intelligence, which is just a common iteration of the program or application development process. The database component ends up allowing you to build behavioral profiles on individual targets, right? And through those behavioral profiles, you can develop or implement reflexive control, which allows you to understand with enough information about someone, you can predictably determine how they're going to react.
I was really good at what I did. Really good. And I can still do it too. I'm not doing it now though.
Well, don't be doing that, Tori.
I wouldn't know if I was too. But I helped them train algorithms with the strategies that I had created all these years.
They had asked us to bring the application to classified network, but Jim sent him a bogus, just a made-up, ridiculous bid to actually do that.
Give it another week, Dallas.
If it went on a classified network, we couldn't turn around and sell it commercially. We went on after that to another contract in Tampa, took everything with us. Force Psychological Operations Group had no idea that we were going to be taking their years worth of work that they paid us to do, taxpayers paid us to do, and we kept the intellectual property rights to it and remarketed it, branded it commercially as the Shadow. So I come back here and I see these guys back here in America have just been having a field day utilizing the technology that we've been developing to alter the outcomes of our elections in America.
This technology was so successful, they couldn't resist the temptation to not use it commercially and have the power to affect outcomes of elections at home. The commercial and black market value of such a technology is incalculable.
This is the Mobile Mega ShatterNet mobile.
My laptop sits in here, and then I got two 4K capture cards
I can do BTC, and this charges all the camera equipment. So while I'm riding, I'm told I'm getting as much as 40 amps. These are the same cases that we used to build out our skips, our SC2 IPs, which is a small command and control variety. And when I was working with JCSE, we would take these cases and build out networks. This is a small command and control over IP. It's just only running on one unclassified network, SIM-enabled Wi-Fi router. And if I get decent cell connection, I can run the multiple cameras, and I can put multiple images in one screen, and I can run all that from my cell phone that I have mounted here.
The group of whistleblowers from the NSA and other classified data collection agencies, referred to as the global surveillance whistleblowers, were used as a vector to legalize what was then illegal dragnet spying on everyone 24/7.
The NSA and its former head, General Hayden, declined to comment for this story.
The FISA Amendment Act of 2008 had Section 702 that permitted the government to spy on citizens with a warrant from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. The NSA data system collects everything called the upstream, where everything is stored for 72 hours, then dumped. However, if one could twin this stream of data, they could privatize it. Imagine what you could do with that. Tori alleges that she worked for John Brennan at the Analysis Corporation and Global Strategies Group. What is the Analysis Corporation?
It is a company that does a lot of things, varied from administrative work to analyses to data collection, biometric collection. I mean, whatever contract they've been awarded by their government, they do. It could be something as simple as janitor duties.
In case you missed the secretary's words upstairs, she reached out to Senator Obama to say that she was sorry that this had happened, that there were these unauthorized accesses to his passport file. One incident this past summer where there was a trainee in the passport office who had an unauthorized access of Senator Clinton's passport file. Now, in the case of Senator McCain, we detected earlier this year one of the same people who accessed Senator Obama's passport file also accessed Senator McCain's passport file. This is the same individual who was disciplined, but at this point in time still remains with the contractor.
She claims to be the actual person who moved the electronic files at Stanley Inc. and CGI in 2008, which publicly was falsely alleged to be a hack. What can you tell us about the CGI Stanley passport incident?
See, Brennan has a certain MO, okay? When he wants to get something, he pretends there's a hack. So I was asked when I was stateside, hey, would you go by that office and pull all this data from the State Department? And I said, of course I will. I put it on 2 rugged drives. You know, they were like the orange tips, really big, drives. And I put it on there. And then later, it's like, oh, they were hacked. And I'm thinking, I didn't hack anything. I was told to do it. So I just kind of watched what was happening. One person actually committed suicide or something, and the other 2 were found. I'm like, but there was no hack. And that's a going theme. You know that, right?
Wow. If it wasn't a hack, I'm presuming that means you took information servers and computers.
Correct.
So that information was then missing.
Correct.
What would be the point of that? What were they trying to hide?
Well, if I removed it, that means someone else was there to replace it, right? So I remove the actual information, and then someone goes behind. That's like super switch.
I know what it is.
In retrospect, right? Because for me, going to copy a server off of a consulate, computer, State Department, wherever, would be normal. If we had a contract with them, they would tell me what terminal, I'd scan the barcode, make sure that I was at the right computer, and do my job. So I remove data, that means someone else replaced it.
So what is the relationship between Global Strategies Group, Analysis Corporation, and Canadian Global Information?
They all do the same thing. They're the jacks of all trades, except for the fact that Global Strategies Group was actually a hub for all information, in and out, in and out. I mean, all of the directors there were former GCHQ, CIA.
Guys, I know about this, and I know how the information gets back because it goes into a sequence on a server for the last backup that was made without the data. Right. I know exactly what this is. I've seen it. I've worked it. I know about this. Just thought I'd add that in there. She's not talking shit.
NSA, MI6, MI5, German intelligence. You have to wonder, why are all these former heads heading up a consulting firm? And what were they consulting? And they weren't consulting. They were collecting everybody's data and privatizing it.
John Brennan, working within his network of contracting companies such as Stanley, Canadian Global Information, and the Analysis Corporation, helped then Senator Barack Obama get elected using internet influence operations. March 5th, 2013, Brennan gets confirmed as CIA director, dodging controversy over his involvement in the CIA enhanced interrogation scandal. Now tell us about these data bridges, NSA. Is that legally obtained information?
I mean, that's kind of what Snowden did too.
According to sources closely connected to the subject, under John Brennan's direction, Snowden created a data bridge from the NSA database into private servers controlled by private intelligence and cybersecurity contractors, aka the Analysis Corporation, Global Strategies Group, and Canadian Global Information.
The twinning of streams is duplicating the information in the upstream. That's crazy. To think that another company is copying all emails, phone calls, messages, emojis, Instagram tweets, anything you can imagine that's being uploaded that has to go into like the 72-hour holding is suddenly being pushed offshore. That sounds kind of illegal because it is.
June 5th, 2013, Edward Snowden goes public with the NSA program PRISM, revealing the NSA collects internet traffic of all U.S. citizens from major internet and telecom companies through the FIDA 702 program. Snowden's actions kicked off, on the federal level, justification for spying on U.S. citizens, including the Senate and Congress, in the name of preventing U.S. citizens with classified or top-secret clearances from being able to repeat Snowden's actions. This opened the door for the creation of ClearForce. July 4th, 2013, CGI and GCHQ launch a defense protection partnership, which includes sharing threat intelligence. So these were all private corporations that even had foreigners working in them, and they had access to NSA servers?
Of course they did. I mean, how do you think we found facial recognition of the FBI, the Belgian bomber? Why would we have their facial recognition data?
So, is this legal? What you think this way?
So, sharing our information and our private identifying information, facial recognition, biometrics, outside of the United States for official purposes, like at a consulate, at an embassy, through Secret Service or anything like that, is legal, right? Or through Interpol. But to have a company that houses everybody's data and any private person can buy that data or investigate that data or analyze that data, that's not. And that's exactly what GSG was doing.
Early 2009, John Brennan left government and went to work for a small intelligence contractor here in the Virginia area, suburban Virginia area, just outside of Washington. The company was called the Analysis Corporation. There are subsidiaries of subsidiaries. Some of these companies are spun out, go public, go private again. It's kind of hard to keep track of them.
In just 4 months, GSG, CGI, and other private contractors allegedly had unauthorized access to the entire Five Eyes network. Unfiltered, unrestricted, decompartmentalized, outside any government regulation or oversight. Not surprising, the CIA gets caught 1 year later spying on the U.S. Senate. Their excuse? It was their own network they had set up for the Senate to use, so they had authorization.
Would you agree that the CIA's 2014 search of Senate files was improper?
This is the annual assessment, yes. These were CIA computers at a CIA leased facility. It was a CIA network that was shared between Senate staffers conducting that investigation for your report, as well as CIA personnel.
The reality is those computers, in effect, belonged to the CIA, but they were reserved exclusively for the committee's use.
We accelerated our ability, our, for want of a better word, invasiveness into communications networks in which legitimate targets coexisted with legitimately protected communications.
Obama takes office and General Jones is being sworn in as National Security Advisor. His son just copyrights CKMS, Congressional Knowledge Management System. Within a couple months after he leaves office in 2010, Dynology gets a contract for CKMS, the Congressional Knowledge Management System, which basically controls all of the scheduling, the addresses, the documents, everything for the Congress. CKMS is going to give you access to unlimited information. Think about the information you could get from that.
If we look on usspending.gov, we see Dynology was awarded contracts for the Congressional Knowledge Management System. However, one contract stands out, where Dynology was awarded a contract by the Department of Defense that includes a mention of the Congressional Knowledge Management System. A closer look shows that the award description is for CKMS hosting, labor, admin, core data. The primary place of performance is Germany, and the North American industry classification description is data processing, hosting, and related services. Even one section stating manufacturing outside the United States, used outside the United States. Let it sink in that these official documents suggest the Congressional Knowledge Management System, outsourced to a private contractor, is hosted, managed, and stored in servers in Germany. This is very disturbing. With the Senate's computer network compromised by John Brennan's CIA and the Congressional Knowledge Management System being hosted, managed, and stored overseas by General Jones's company, the ability for these contractors to eavesdrop on both the House and the Senate is staggering.
When we brought this up back in 2018, shortly after that, Dynology lost the contract that they had had since 2011, 2012 with CKMS. And that contract went to another company, a company that exists as nothing more than a website and a mail drop, mile or so from Dynology's Tampa office, controlling the entire Congressional's knowledge management.
And if you look at the contracting game, they'll say that, oh, they have an American entity. And it's like, but it's the same CEOs for this Canadian company. I'm so confused.
Exactly.
So they even falsify information. So they can obfuscate where our federal tax dollars are going. And don't forget, they all share contracts. They all subcontract, co-contract.
Side Group has the exact same product as Dynology.
the ShadowNet in eyesight, right? The owner of Dynology sits on the board of directors of Cyber, which in my opinion is kind of like the owner of Coke sitting on the board of directors of Pepsi.
TAC, CGI, and all these LLCs that just keep cycling and cycling, and all of them.
The Social Security number of 19.7 million Americans subjected to federal background checks as a condition of employment are now in the hands of hackers.
In June 2015, the Office of Personnel Management announced a major data breach. Tell us about the OPM hack.
Okay, so that's another Brennan job. So another hack, supposed hack. And this is to obtain, delete, and obfuscate information. Hillary Clinton was up for the chopping block about her emails right at the State Department. And that was big talk of the town in 2014. Suddenly, the Office of Personnel Management was hacked. December. Down the line, 5 months later, Hillary Clinton appears in court. And they tell her, hey, you're going to hand over your emails. A couple days after that, the now fired, corrupt, leaking former IG of the State Department, Linne, had requested from our elected officials to give him a big fat budget to create his own personal IG of the State Department server. How convenient. Very convenient.
We have no evidence that our data has been compromised. The fact that the contents of our network may be accessed by large numbers of department administrators puts at unnecessary risk the IT folks at the department have the keys to our IT system. So they really have access, unfettered access to the system if they wanted to. They could read, modify, delete. They could read, modify, delete. I would like to be completely separate from the department to ensure the integrity of our system, but I also need the department to give us access to the same systems that we have now. Give us access.
And he was responsible in releasing her emails that he gave in little doses, of course, over time. But at the same time, the press came out with a report, oh dear, months ago, there was a leak.
Do you have evidence that the State Department's network has been attacked? And does that affect you guys? There has been. There's evidence that has been attacked, and details because of the nature of the information.
For people that don't know, the Office of Personnel Management usually has information on every single American that has applied for any type of clearance. So if you applied for like a White House press pass, or joined the military, or an admin job that could require something like a public Charlie clearance, anything. All your information is there.
What could they do with all that information?
Right. They started slowly creating these memorandums of understandings with your secretaries of states and attorney generals secretly behind your back, providing facial recognition data, private identifying data. This was the most incredible data, because if you want to control someone, all you need to do is put that information through a couple of systems, and you'll know exactly what buttons you need to push and how to make them nod their head the way you want them to, or shake it.
Millions of Americans have received letters like this, notifying them their data are at risk and referring them to a government-contracted credit monitoring agency.
Does this correlate with predictive programming?
Yes.
The merging of John Brennan's tactical intelligence and General Jones's operational capabilities gave birth to ClearForce.
ISI was the relational database component of it. That's what we named it. I named it, actually. And
what did you name it ISI for?
I like the iPhone, Psi for psychological warfare.
Okay.
You have the component where you need to be able to collect all this information, and then you need to be able to collaborate this information with a team of an unspecified amount of analysts and or other legal people that will be looking at stuff. And you need to be able to provide the leadership of a tactical operation. You need to be able to provide them what's called a COPS, a Common Operational Picture, right? So this provides people at the top common operational picture of all the different assets. Assets can be journalists, it could be an entire news organization, it could be a podcast, it could be just an individual YouTube influencer, it could be anybody like that. and you would either build them from scratch or contract them out. Just bring them online.
According to Berge, the 2012 changes to the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012 opened the floodgates for domestic IAA, social media influence operations. Do you think that some of these smart devices were created in order to
I know that the iPhone really was released within this, if not the same month of the IIA policy letter, right? I know for a fact, and you can easily look it up, that the Smith-Mundt Act, Modernization Act, was modified to allow for the influence, dissemination of propaganda to Americans.
Pro-Life, you taking off? All right, Michelle. Dream well, Patriot. Thank you for showing us the link. And I think I'm going to call it there. And you guys, we can post that link again if you guys want to see the rest of it. It's badass. But yeah, some pretty serious stuff, man.
Yeah, they say, I heard that if the people that think they know, oh, you got to.
Say what?
The people that think they know like us,
yeah,
it's way worse than we can even imagine. It's like even us, it's way, we can't grasp what's going on.
Right.
We still don't have a grasp of what it's going to be like.
Well, yeah, we still, I mean, we don't know what we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing. There is so much depth to this stuff. There's people who do this for the last 20 years. They've been, or 40 years. They've been working on these processes since the 50s.
Yeah. Since the 50s. Let's go back to 1971 when they changed everything to court.
Well, in the 1950s, no, they started developing these processes of observation on human management and social managements. Remember the isms, the cartoons, they put it in the cartoons and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But the Patriots were in charge of that, and they were like making fun of them. You know what I'm saying? Even there was
the whole idea of the development of TV was exactly for manipulating the brain of people.
They can't hear everything you're saying. They just hear.
Then repeat it if you.
I say that even the TV was created just for the manipulation of the individual, of the family.
The games in the Roman capital were made to entertain you, so you didn't see the left hand playing the field.
Absolutely.
Circus isn't bread. Anybody knows anything about old Roman history? Give them the game. Yeah. And they've been following the NFL and the...
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what that shit was designed for.
And the baseball
and it worked so well.
Keep them distracted. Give them the game.
It made idols of our kids that were supposed to be idols of our kids. Nothing but pieces of shits that became rich and abused it and did everything behind the backs of the people.
Right. You should get on your phone and just,
get the hell in here and say that stuff.
Right? Yeah. Like there's another picture. We can put another person on the screen.
And I also need like some of them like cover up screens. You need to help me hook that up.
Well, it's just an image. You can pull them up. There's several of them up there.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not
technical. Like I always say, it isn't that I just blindly believe everything. It's just that I don't doubt anything.
True. That's
people
so.
say, well, you'll believe anything. You'll believe anything. Well, no, I won't. I just don't necessarily doubt anything.
Right, exactly. Especially the things you can't put your hands on and prove. Either way.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's guys. This is part of the deal. But the more they, where they're going with this, they're not going to get there. Hawaii is out of the picture. It's been shut down, and they were the ones with the mind control frequencies.
Right, but I'm really shocked about this though, because like this COVID thing like proves that we're fucked as a nation.
Well,
the way that people bowed down to it and followed it.
You have to understand, only 3% of the people made this country.
Oh, I know.
Okay, 3%.
And we got more than that.
Right. so okay, so
yeah,
3%.
I mean, I haven't watched.
That's what the 3% is all about.
Okay, we were about 3.5.
Right. So
that's well over the 3%. We were about 15.
Well, people are waking up more and more. There's a lot of people
that's really
up.
quickly happening.
Well, did you guys hear?
Especially when
Did
they
you guys
help
hear
us
in
like they do.
General Flynn's letter to that guy where he says that we cannot let the 3% control it? If you ever look at that letter he wrote,
No,
and I always thought it was. There's you guys. It's single digits in percentage, but if you look at like say it's 6%, 6 times 3.3.5 million, that's 18. On what? I mean, what is that? Million people.
Yeah, it's about 3.5 like a year ago. Whenever I was following like numbers of how many were awake and realizing what the hell was going on. Yeah.
No, I mean of the total like, diehard. These are the 3% is the total diehard socialists that are willing to go to war and fight and kill in this country.
Oh yeah,
we're battling a group of people that's 3%.
Yeah, 3%, and we're like 15.
Yeah, we're like
15.
15%. So I mean,
but in growing,
what we need to do is get smart enough and say enough's enough. Bullshit.
Well, the line starts getting drawn. Yeah, where the bodies start falling. No, I'm not kidding, and it's not necessarily battle. You're taking.
It's just taking out components, man.
Yeah, there's certain aspects of that are still when the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's where the lines get drawn. Yeah, that's where lines get drawn.
Well, bottom line is it's just an old school Bolshevik overthrow on a larger scale. There wasn't 350 million people in Russia when they did it. There was what, 18 or 22 million, something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So back then, it only took them. They overthrew that entire Russian government with 28 people, well placed.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Well, now it's a big scale because there's 350 million people, and you have to go into more places. But in all reality, it's the exact same. This is what we're dealing with right now: is a Bolshevik style overthrow.
Thank you, Michelle. Hold on a second. I got to get rid of the echo. I can refresh, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
After these messages.
Oh wait!
I just wanted to.
I can't even say.
All right.
There. Okay, it's gone.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was like, she was.
You know what I mean? It's so. Wow.
Right.
Once you take that red pill, there's no going back.
Right. Exactly. Well, down the rabbit hole. Once you have the guts to start going down it just gets deeper and deeper.
And it goes everywhere, and it takes weird turns, and then you start here, and you end up there, and it's just so macabre.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's macabre. It's like, wow,
unbelievable.
It's to the point anymore, though, now that I don't really get too freaked. I mean, I do get a little bit like, holy crap, but I don't get like. There was a time we were talking about it earlier in here there was a time I really freaked out about. I'd hear this shit and then I'd come to be true, and then I was like, oh, whoa, no. Well, now it's happened so much that it just like, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Right. I think any true one that's in this for the right reasons has either had their moment or they're going to have their moment where they have their breakdown and realize that this is for real. It's gonna.
Yep.
See, Larry says I took a big red pill and now I have a perpetual headache.
Good one, Steve.
Let me tell you something. They can have it. And that's why we fire in the boat.
Right. And that's why you need some shutdown done sometimes too.
Yeah.
Step away.
Now you guys. Whoops! Now you guys know why I like the boondocks like I do.
Right.
Why do you spend all your free time out there? Because I don't have cell service.
Yeah. Well, it used to be that down in the valley we didn't get service, but in Skynet we get service.
Yeah, I don't use a phone. I just use a tablet. I don't use a phone at all for anything. I've got one thing. It did kind of freak me out to the point where it's like I'm really nervous. Like how I like getting a hold of you guys. How like you got to go through, send your stuff to my PO box, and then I'll mail you back through your snail mail or your phone number. Nothing goes on here. Nothing goes through here. It has kind of freaked me out. I got a little sticker over my camera right now. I took it off to show you guys how to load a muzzleloader, but I put it right back on. On the camera.
You've said this like several times, and I'm just curious. Are you familiar with the app called Zello? It's a walkie-talkie feature like the old Nextel used to have. It's actually the owner of Nextel, and whenever he was able to break his contract from taking Nextel over by Sprint, he made his own app.
No, he's not technically.
No, I don't know none of that stuff.
This is for others to hear though too. The reason why I'm saying this and putting it out there, there's a lot of Patriot channels on that, and that was made by Patriots for what we felt was coming. That a bunch sat down at a table and put it together with him how to do this separately, and he made an app so that, and it's secured by the people, not by the government. Just putting that out there.
No, that's good information to get.
The military actually have come on there and made channels on there, and they don't realize that we're listening to them.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. And what it's called? Zello.
Yeah, Zello. And if you look it up, it's an orangish yellow Z. It's like Jello, but Zello.
Okay.
And it's a walkie-talkie feature, and they now have it for businesses too.
I'm familiar with it. We were using it back years ago.
Yeah.
Online version called
called
Zillow. It was Zillow.
Now there are anywhere else, you have your trolls, but you learn to just put them on there.
But if you have, you can also set up private channels.
Oh yeah.
Anybody there and put a password on it, that kind of thing. And then next thing you know, you can right there on your phone, you can don't even have to make a phone call.
Yeah.
It just opens up a program like you would function with your phone, like doing like iHeartRadio or something like that.
Yeah.
And then turn around but it's got a button. It allows you to talk to each other. And push to talk is the feature. And you turn around, you hold the button down with your finger while you're talking, and you could be right. Everybody's in the same conversation,
but nobody else is.
Right. But you don't have to have you don't have to make a phone call. and
I need to get back on it.
but it does use data time, though, if there's any data restrictions, I guess. But it don't use a whole lot. That's for damn sure.
No.
Because we used to run it next to the games when I was playing World of Warcraft and all that stuff. And so it's pretty cool. But it would allow us all to stay in touch with each other outside of the phone system. So the internet doesn't necessarily go down when the phone system that goes down.
Welcome back, Marion.
They will shut. There's going to be times where they're going to shut down phone communications, but you'll still have internet access.
Yep.
Okay, but you'll be limited on bandwidth, so then it will restrict video, but they'll get audio through. Okay, low data set, and you can still get audio communications out of there with your phone over the program many times. That's why they use it with the military. Let me know.
We like when they use it. Just saying.
Well, the channels will start popping up even if you can't get into them, and you can see them. And then if you got somebody that's really good at hacking, they can get into that.
Well, shh.
But I don't know anybody that does that. But I just heard.
I don't know.
I just heard that's what
The owner is
SOP or something, standard operating procedures kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a dating
designed
document
it for the right reason.
like that.
Designed right.
Yeah. Well,
Don't be quiet, Jimmy.
Well, the reason I know about this is because the signal sets on the satellite communications on the laser communication towers. You have to set frequency set ranges.
Right.
Okay. Well, I gotta know about that. I was the guy that did that. Run algorithms. Okay, just the algorithms.
Good job.
All right. Good God, I remember. That was crazy. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun doing that stuff. But then I realized what I was doing, how it was being used. And I was like, oh, really? Change. But anyway.
Thank you.
There's somebody mad at somebody?
Yeah, my phone does, or my tablet does that too, you guys. All I got to do is look at one thing. It's almost like I just got to think it, but I just got to look at like one thing, and then it just floods it with. Like a good example is when I was looking for a four-wheeler. I was looking at all of them, and I researched it for a year before I did it. It got to the point where everything that came up on here had to do with ATVs.
Right.
You know, and so it's been that way with everything. Every time I look something up, whatever I look up just comes rolling in.
Really?
I'm kind of lucky though. We were talking about how people get, swayed and stuff like that. I joke about it, but that lackadaisical personality disorder, I really do have. It is, but I really do have that. I don't worry about stupid shit. And so it saves me a lot that I don't worry about nonsense.
You know what? I look at it a little differently, but I get this. I know the same thing. I do the same thing.
Yeah, you got to. Life's just taught me to, if you're going to concentrate on something, concentrate on the stuff that matters. Because what happened, and this is how my life went. I'd go along, and then this shit would come up in my life, and I'd get all emotional about it, and then my life would go to hell.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I figured out if I went on through my life and all this shit come up, and I just stayed calm and took it as it came and just dealt with it as it came, then I started making rational, not emotional, rational, well thought out decisions, and then things kind of changed a little bit.
Exactly.
I ain't living quite.
Yeah. All the emotional shit. You got to just cut that shit off and just say, okay, this is the first day of my life. How am I going to go forward from here?
Yep.
Got to tie up some loose ends, but goodbye USADA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pretty hard to rattle me anymore.
Yeah. And they took my house, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Took my retirement. They took my house. They took my customers. They shut down my businesses.
Oh yes, I second that. They did a good job of that to me.
They damn near killed me. I'm really serious.
Yeah,
you know, they did. I was worse off after that situation than I was my divorce. I got the kids and the divorce. But yeah, you know, it was bad. But you know what? I had about 30 days worth of piss and holy walls before we got over. You know what I'm saying?
Guessing that's what it's happened. That's what happens. You just like sometimes it's like I can't really even pinpoint it back to being on the internet or anything. So are they listening to us, or I mean, how do they?
Oh, yeah.
The hell?
Yeah, they're listening. It's going into. But there's the thing. The pile has gotten so big. Okay, there's so much content. They thought they were going to be able to go through and map this shit out. Guess what? This bigger haystack they counted for.
Yeah.
They don't know where to go. That's why they're creating AI so they can seek out some of this information.
Right.
And pinpoint it.
Right.
They can't find it. It's like spaceship and going through the universe. Okay, where's the Andromeda strain? You know, where the fuck is that? Okay,
right.
Oh, who fuck? Where? It's on the other side of the galaxy. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying?
The secret to this, we at least had a roundtable on this exact discussion, and something that we realized, like, and if you paid attention in 2016 and 17, things started hitting the internet, like everybody hitting something, and just we tested the system, and we got through things that they didn't catch because we kept the system full.
Well, there wasn't William Binney was one of the kind of the miners, wasn't he? He was one of the ones figured out how to get into the haystack and get something out of it.
Yeah, but Benny's system's better than theirs. They kicked it out because they couldn't control it.
I remember when Benny was called a nutcase because he was saying about it wasn't hacked, it was on a hard drive or a thumb. It's the only way because it couldn't be transferred. The information couldn't be transferred as fast as it was transferred, so it had to have come off like a thumb drive.
Yes.
Everybody said he was nuts, you know.
Done.
And I listened to him back then, and the guy made total sense. He'd do that. I'll tell you what, William Binney is one of the most brilliant people.
Okay, now get this. Here's the storyline, and this is exactly what Benny verified. Okay,
and it's also
a couple other sources came in.
Yes, that's
that verified. Hold on. That's what no, but that Snowden was before that. But anyway, the whole thing is that Seth Rich got the information out of the systems on the hard. I got him out of that set. Okay, and he met with the aristocrat diplomat from England, from the UK, and passed over the information. And I don't know what happened to it after that, but it seems like WikiLeaks all of a sudden got it. And that was the ace in his. That's what he's holding on to, right? So, but turn around, that diplomat, he ended up dead too by circumstance.
That's what happened to this guy.
So, but yeah, that's. I mean, it's gotten so crazy, you know. But and Benny's part of that set too, because you know, there's some really smart people out there on doing the right thing.
Yep.
Benny's one of them. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just telling you guys, there's a lot of good shit.
I'm thinking when he says we have it all, we have it all. Like Sting was saying, some of that Q stuff isn't complete bullshit because when they keep saying they have it all, I think they really do. They've mined it. They've got it all.
They do have it all. Now get this.
Oh, yeah.
These cities. These
I will agree with that.
And I'm going to tell you something else about this law enforcement stuff. These cities, they don't have sheriffs. Okay, they have police commissioners. Now the police commissioners report to the board of aldermen or the city board and the governor, or not the governor, but the mayor. Okay, of that city. Now they should have sheriffs, right? By law, by constitution, they're supposed to have sheriffs per county, right? So the marshal service is going to step in when they defund these police and start holding elections and putting in place sheriffs for the counties by decree, by constitutional order. Ain't joking either. Marshal service, you don't mess with what I was talking about. Guys. Stuff is just gonna blow up in their faces, just crazily. Because every time they hold one of these rallies and protest rioting stuff like that, they're throwing in people. They're making. They're well, pro-Trump people every time you turn around. Every time they do something. That's why they've asked the people to stop rioting and destroying and protesting and shit. Don't do it. You're just giving them the fucking ammo for the re-election. Duh. I find that so fucking funny. It's true. But they're not gonna stop because the anarchists, basically, I told you guys, these guys are not, whatever you want to call them, BLM, anarchy, whatever, misfits, whatever the hell they are, Antifa, I'm saying.
Misfits in there. I don't mind being a misfit.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, misfits. Okay, that I was.
I'm eating.
Right. You throw all these bastards in, and what are they got in common? They're communist revolutionaries, and they're all getting paid one way or another. Yeah, you'll find out a lot of them are going to be college professors and understudy students, and they're getting grades for this shit.
Wow,
it's not a joke. It's. And this is what the universities did. This is the social project. The liberal arts. Hello. These are the liberal arts. Half of their paydays are going to be for giving student loans. It's not a joke. It's funny as fuck if it wasn't for real. Oh man!
Yeah, there was a time when the college education meant something.
Right. Right.
You hear somebody tell me they got all these degrees, I start thinking you're stupid.
So, okay, idiot. Now, what have you done? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because the path to authority does not end with a degree.
Why are the people that are most, I don't know what you want to call it, enlightened or whatever, why are they the ones that don't have the huge, gigantic degrees?
Well, there are those that
there is them, all of them degrees that did it for the right reasons and are really smart people. I'm not saying that.
Well, I know.
But there's a vast majority of them now are just followers and go along with type people.
Right. Right. What you're going to find is the ones that use the entrepreneurial class of those in the entrepreneurial design, engineering. You know what I'm saying? The entrepreneur. Those ones that found the key to the real life freedoms will be there. Okay. The ones that are bullshit, they'll be in the schools, they'll be in the political scene, but they're the ones with the real true knowledge are entrepreneurial class people. And you'll find it.
I know a bunch of those people.
Yep.
That own businesses that, I mean, and these are, some of them are pretty successful too. I mean, really successful.
Right, right.
And they don't seem to be the ones that were, you know, I remember going back into school with them, and they were just average students who, you know, they weren't nothing special as far as school goes, but somehow once school got out, whether, I mean, they figured out their trade or their living or their however to do it, and they've gotten really successful.
There you go. Yeah, because the entrepreneurial class, they go to school, get their degrees to do what they are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine that. Going
Right.
to school to fucking write essays and take tests.
Right. Well, you know, I did learn a lot with my bachelor's degree in business. So,
oh yeah, yeah.
I had 2 years of law. So I got contracts and negotiations, stuff like that. That was cool. And accounting like nuts, of course, business.
But like I got one buddy, he's an accountant, but he's an accountant for himself.
Right.
You know, he's not an accountant for the city of Minnesota or state of Minnesota, city of Minneapolis or nothing. He's an accountant
CPA
for his own job and his own business and his own.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean, and those are the ones that are good and went to school to do what they were doing with a purpose.
Right. Right. That's what I'm talking about. You'll find them in the entrepreneurial class. So, but this is just these guys that are out there now. They're just empty baskets. That's what I think.
They've been used.
They've been used and used up.
Give them a plug. Good job.
I have a PhD in that scene myself. I was blessed with that. I think it's technically it'd probably be directly related to my lackadaisical personality.
Right.
Once I do something really stupid and it causes me a lot of grief, I usually shy away from it a second time, you know.
Right. Generally, don't touch that stove again.
Yeah, generally. There are the exceptions, of course.
Right. That's why we should rip off the labels and go back to like it used to be.
Especially when it comes to the ladies.
Right there. Exactly.
We like it when people put black
plastic
bags
sometimes
around their
you're a
head and
sucker.
hold it tight.
Yeah, sometimes you're just a sucker for punishment.
Yeah, girls, that's the last thing I know anything about. I have no clue how they work.
Right. I am a victim of their situation.
Sorry, I ate a piece of chicken. Hey, you guys been getting me stoned all night. It's your fault.
Rock on. That's right. Very good.
And Canoes, hope you're at least watching or catch up. We miss you.
Well, singularity. There you go. It's a universal fact.
Yeah. You want to be a billionaire, just figure that one out and write a book. You can figure women out and figure out how they work. And
right, this is an answer key to the universe.
Hey, did you guys talk about anything about the blackouts? Is there blackouts anywhere else going on?
Yeah, it was some news somebody ran across earlier that they're talking about Southern California running through rolling back blackouts and stuff like that.
Like, what do you mean blackout?
Blackouts.
Power
I
outs.
mean, like total blackouts.
They're shutting down power lines again. Remember last year they were shutting down power lines, saying they were starting fires?
If anybody knows anything, share what you know. Curious about it.
Oh, hey. Okay, here we go. Anybody know about that? Let me get over here. Oh, doggone it. Dang.
Oh, do you want to? I think, Jimmy, do you want in?
Yeah, I'm sending up a link right now.
Okay.
But yeah, no shit. But I'm serious, man. These guys are not ready for what they are about to receive.
Right.
Lord help them.
I'm telling you, man. I'm just putting it out there what I know. There's patriots that work both sides, and they're really good at what they do, and they're very good at what they do. They've made statements before. These blackouts, you want to keep an eye on them because they might be trying to make word.
There's something about that.
Flag.
There you are. Gotcha,
Hey, guys.
Jimmy.
I kind of say these things in ways where you get what I'm saying.
Look, I'm going to respond to a question right now. Pelosi lives where? What's her district? It's in California, right? And what she's doing is trying to contribute. And I heard this from a general. This guy's a National Guard general. And last time I saw him, he was a full bird colonel. Now he's a 1-star. And he literally called me on my sat phone, which I didn't think worked anymore, but I guess the battery had a little bit of life in it, right? The damn battery shot in the thing. But look, he said that Pelosi is contributing to put against cause all kind of havoc for the elections. That's their focus.
Okay.
And you see these rolling blackouts, right? In California, that's her. That is her. I mean, her dad's mafia, dude. Okay, come on. And Clinton, you're talking Chicago mafia. He probably done killed like 300 people or more, you know?
It's up
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, we was hearing something about that being announced that they're going to be doing that.
She's planning it, man. She's doing it.
And I don't know if correct me, but I don't think California's hitting very, very highs to be knocking out power. So
rock on, Miriam.
Yeah.
Pretty mild.
California is like the perfect place to put solar panels and
Seeing that's Larry, and he's always in the background making these little statements for like weeks. Only they're really well thought out, you know, intelligent little snippets. And then finally we're just now getting to where we're dragging his ass in here.
Right, I know. I get it.
He's been doing this. He's been doing this to us for weeks. You know, probably months. He just sits back and he'll make a little statement here and a little statement there, and we're like, "Well, hey, what now? What more and more?" And now we're dragging him in here and we're making him come in.
Yeah, he's.
Well, dude, bring it on. I mean, we're like sponges, man. I mean,
yeah, Jimmy, that's
show
right.
me some.
I don't know much, and so what I see some stuff on there, and then I come here, and then I can kind of hash it out and put it with some other stuff you hear.
Darn right.
So, yeah, this is just wow. Yeah, I just don't know what to.
Feels like wow, and you know, every time he says wow, you know something's about to happen, right?
Something that
I think we just got to write it out, you guys. I think we're just going to have to write it out and weather the storm.
It's an expected event. They keep going back, like he said many a time. Keep rolling back and playing these certain cards to keep the mayhem going.
Yeah. So
yeah, they got to have that order out of chaos thing going on.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's their whole credo. That's the baseline of their ideology is to create.
It's like calling me a racist. You can call me a racist.
Stupid. I mean, isn't that just so stupid? I mean, to me, I'm from the ranch, dude. I'm from like out in the brush, and anybody like that, I'd walk on them. They're like chihuahuas, dude. Like,
chihuahuas. Little ankle biters. Step on that little
what
shit.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Ankle biters. Yeah, that thing. You're just. What the hell do you matter? You know.
I wanted to.
God.
Carpenter, you were going to say?
Yeah, but them little ankle biters are annoying.
Carpenter.
Yeah, you know, in Mexico, in Chihuahua, Mexico, where they come from in the
Jimmy,
desert,
hold on a second.
You find a pack of like 150, 200 Chihuahuas together.
Can you hear me?
How does,
hold on a second. Carpenter, what were you saying?
I was just saying that them ankle biters are annoying. I was at the neighbor's house, this Gordy guy that's another carpenter. I was over visiting him, and he had this dog named Sarah Louise, and she was a big German Shepherd, and you had to say her name. Sarah Louise. And then she would tail a wag, and she was happy, but until you said her name, she wasn't sure who you are, and she was going to eat you. Well, we were over there.
Eat you.
Hell yeah.
And
That's my kind of dog right there, boy.
Yep, they brought their little puppy with them, or it followed them over, or whatever. But it was one of them little yapping ankle biters. And Sarah Louise, we were all standing there trying to talk, and this dog's barking. This little dog's barking, and Sarah Louise is just looking at it. And finally, you guys, she reached down, picked that dog up, lifted it in the air, gave one jerk of her neck, slapped it on the ground, and it was dead, right in front of the kids.
Oh,
yeah. And then Gordy got sued.
That's kind of what repatriates are going to be like. Man.
Yeah, Gordy got sued.
I like that.
The family, because this dog killed, but he got out of it because their dog wasn't on a leash and it was on his property. But they were going to sue him. I mean, it was just dramatic as hell, you guys, to be standing there right in front of these three.
I'll buy you a new puppy, man. Here's $50.
He just reached down. That Sarah Louise just reached down, gave one snap of her neck, slammed that dog on the ground, and it was dead.
Done. Over. Finito.
Yeah. It's not a dog.
Say the other word, but
I still say it's not a dog. It's a rodent.
Right.
But anyway,
kind of got a point.
But yeah,
I mean, the same size as a guinea pig. Come on.
Right.
Ranger's getting damn big, guys. He's getting huge. He's just continually growing.
You guys know what? I like all dogs too. I like little ones and big ones, and I like them all. Yeah. I'm a dog. Yeah. I love dogs. They don't scare me a bit.
Chihuahua, I called him Cowboy because hey, you know his attitude. He's like, I'm the shit in a bag of chips, you know. And I'm like, damn it.
And a bag of Doritos, right?
Yep. I'm like, okay.
Goes out.
He's taking up. He's gonna get on his phone
right now.
Yeah, and jump in the show.
I got a shower. And
okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
good night.
Go on. Good night. Yeah, shit. Oh my God! It's like, well, oh, it is Friday night, right? So.
Oh damn! It is Friday, ain't it? Oh my God, man! I thought it was Wednesday.
No, it's not Wednesday. Bonehead, it's Friday.
No, it's Saturday here. Yeah, you're right. Friday night. 12:50. Yeah. Good Lord, what the hell's wrong with me, guys? I've been so busy this week.
You've been hit too many times in the head, Jimmy.
I guess that helicopter blade, when it hit my head, it messed with me. Damn it.
Right.
You know, seeing my kid, we go around a lot here in the farms. We go up and ask for permission to hunt all the time. And they got some mean farm dogs. I mean, these dogs are mean. And I just get right out of the truck and walk right up past them, right up to the house, you know. And my kid's always like, holy shit, man, I can't believe you're not scared of that dog. Don't you ever get bit? I think I've only been bit like once or twice in my life. And I told him, I said, well, you can tell the dog's happy. Tail's wagging. He sounds like hell. But his dog, tail's wagging, his ears are up, he's looking at you, he's happy. There's a whole different story.
The way they are. You're right.
Hair's up. Yeah, if his hair is up on his neck,
I mean, my whole life, my whole family just carry a stick. And if any dog comes around close and you can tell that its tail's not wagging and it's actually aggressive, you just swat that stick in the air, you know, let them hear the sound. Yeah, that's all you do, man. It's super simple.
You just gotta like he's a puppy. And you talk to him and he'll be your friend.
Yeah. Well, you know, some of the toughest dogs too, all you gotta know is their name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first thing I always ask a person with a dog that's kind of look scary and bigger. Is like, what's the dog's name? Because once the dog's name, then you start talking to the dog at its name. Then it throws it all off. It's like, well, I want to bite you, but I think I might like you.
Yeah, they're puppies, man. Yeah, you're right.
I had a customer that had one of those mastiff Scottish shepherds, the monster dogs that look like
Holy
the little.
shit! You're talking about like 500-pound dog, man.
It was a good 300-pound dog. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It stood on its legs. It stood up like a Great Dane, probably about 4.5 foot tall, maybe more. You know what I'm saying?
Give you a full size hug, yeah.
Right, and the lady would always lock it up before I came in, and I was like, that's a beautiful dog, because he would sit there and whimper and cry, and I was sitting there going, that's a beautiful dog. Oh my God, he's so cute, and his tail started wagging, and I was like, do you have to lock him up? He goes, well, he never liked anybody before, so we always locked him up, and I was like, well, let him out, and we'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
And she did. And that dog.
Yeah, there you go.
That dog came up.
Yeah,
and just,
line.
And just
running up to your car when you pull in.
Do what?
Running up to your car when you pull in.
No, they kept it inside. They didn't let his dog out. It was a monster, right? But he was inside in the backyard and stuff like that. And they had a big backyard. It was $1 million house and all that jazz, right?
Yeah,
okay. So, and I was doing their computers and their network and maintaining their setups for them, all that jazz. But that dog, every time I came over, that dog he would be right there with me and just put his head on my shoulder. He's just sitting next to, I'm sitting in a chair. He's just sitting on the floor next to, he'd reach over and put his head on my shoulder. I was like, how you doing, Mark?
Yeah, dog. Hell yeah. Love them things.
Right. And she goes, that is so weird because he's never done that with anybody else. I was like, that's okay.
You got a good spirit, man. You really do.
Yeah, so
well, see, when we're always drawn with duck dogs, and I bribe the hell out of them. Like, I'll go in and get a breakfast biscuit. I get 2 of them, and I give the dog 1. And it ain't long before the dog will pick my bird up, first. It's always attentive to me. I'll bribe them. Yeah. I don't have a problem. I'll bribe them.
He'll give me food. Yeah. That's what he knows the trick.
I love to have a little plastic bag with bacon in it. Dogs love bacon, guys. And they can smell it.
How easy they are to win over. Even mean fuckers, even mean ones you'd swear were going to chew you up. They're just so easy to win over with like you said, if you're going to a place where they've got a dog like that, start grabbing a couple pieces of this or that and have it in your pocket. So when he goes up to him, you can hand it to him.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, hey, look at here.
You know what's about to happen. It's kind of natural,
But yeah, that's like Ranger. Ranger's going to be 200+ pound dog.
Ranger's kind of badass, man. You know that, right?
He's going to be a badass. He is
He'll fuck a possum up in a heartbeat. I mean, the possums bring rabies and stuff, so Ranger, he'll jack them up.
Well, he's still getting
what's that antibiotic for dogs? Cycloflacina, or something like that. Yeah, just always have a little bit on hand, put it in his food. If he has to attack an animal to save your life, because dogs will do that, man. They'll protect you.
Yeah, I need to get him up and get his rabies. I need to get him rabies shot. I'm just really not wanting to do that, but we do have bats. We do have bats around here, and
oh crap! You got the big bats or the little ones?
We got all of them.
Really? It's the same here. I lost 2 horses because of bats, man. Damn shame. Some of the best horses I ever had, palomas,
Right. So yeah, I didn't need to get him up there and get his shots, but yeah.
Well, you don't really have to worry too much, Bill. You don't have to worry too much about the veterinarians because their injections are actual, real vaccines. It's not all this manufactured crap that's made to destroy something.
Oh wow!
Especially around here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. I did a little studying yesterday. A guy from I don't know why he did it. I think he's actually spying on me. Guy from WHO.
I've met.
I gotta read that, guys. You're all locked up on my screen. I can't see anything. I'll be right back.
Oh shit! He sent me a link to the study, and I found out that in Missouri, he sent me a link specifically for Missouri, 8 different websites, and it was kind of pretty actually. Missouri, you guys are set, dude. There's a reason why Fly Over America. Yeah, he sent me a link with 8 different websites, and Missouri, you're looking. There's a reason why all these globalists hate Fly Over America, because you guys are set, dude. I mean, y'all are like the heart of America and of freedom.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. Everything I read, everything that I studied, you're talking about 30 different.
Taking back our state.
Yeah.
We've taken back our state.
What do you call periodistas? What was that English? The people who give out news.
Reporters.
They research news, kind of like Millie Weaver. God bless her soul. And that girl's going through a lot of problems right now. Man, I wish I was there.
Bill, those border collies and those Australian shepherds.
Reporters.
Yeah. Brilliant. They're unbelievably smart. I've seen a couple of them that guys have cattle farms, and they're so astute to the guy when he goes out, when the cattle get out of there, all he's got to do is look in directions, and that dog knows. Like he'll see a cow over there that's broken out, he'll just look in that direction, and that dog's watching him and over there, and he knows what cow that guy wants brought in, and he knows where he wants that cow to go. Just by watching the guy.
Like they can read your mind. That's what the detail
amazing. Some of them collies, them herding dogs are amazing how smart they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they'll sit there.
Carriers, what do you call those big carriers? The ones that herd cattle?
Jimmy, when you're talking to anybody else, you can't understand what anybody else is saying.
Oh, sorry, bro.
When that farmer's out there with his cattle, that dog will just literally sit and look at him. Just won't take his eyes off that farmer.
Right.
And it's like he knows instantly what that farmer wants to do there's like 3 of them. This Pete guy's got one that's that his dog is he just tells him, go out and get the cows. Get the cows. And he don't say nothing. He don't do nothing. He just says, get the cows. And he's got it. The next thing you know, the dog's coming up. He's got the whole, and they got a big farm. He goes and rounds them all up and brings them all back in. Next thing you know, they're all up at the barn ready to come in for the evening.
Right.
It's amazing. Some of them border collies and those Australian shepherds are amazing to watch. I asked that farmer, I said, how did you ever get that dog like that? I've never seen nothing like that. He said, I never did
Australian
on the farm.
Yeah.
He said, what, Carpenter?
I never did nothing. I just worked around the farm. He said, I just got up.
My favorite, Bill, my favorite, what you're going to get to know is you really don't have a choice, because once I'm over there, you got your job to do and I got my job to do. And I think we're both on the same sheet of music. We'll make an agreement and stuff. But Chow mixed with Rottweiler, they're just like that. They will sit there by your side and watch you, and all you got to do is point. And they watch everything about you, and they'll go bring you a cat. They'll go bring you a chicken, a deer. They will chase down a deer, dude. and they look like a freaking demon. I mean, they're beautiful as can be.
I know. That's in fact that's one of the dogs I want to breed up. is exactly that. I was just telling
Yeah,
someone.
baby.
I was
And
telling
they're like a
somebody.
little puppy. They're like 200 pounds, but they get that tail wagging. They're like a little puppy around your kids and stuff. It's beautiful. And you get a pit bull, you might lose your children's fingers and stuff. It might even kill a kid, but you get one of those, dude, you're set.
Right, I know, right? So, but yeah, this is what I'm saying. You know, we're gonna be doing the chickens and breeding the chickens. We're gonna be rabbits and pigs and goats and turkeys.
Dude,
And
I'm gonna show you how to make some rabbit stew that'll knock your socks off, dude.
wait till I make you some schnitzel.
Uh-oh. There's a challenge. Y'all heard that, right?
I'll make you some schnitzels.
Okay.
Make you feel like you're back in Germany.
Woo, them girls take care of a man, boy.
Yeah, I know.
They get a hold of you. You don't have a choice, man. You get around some German women. I'm sorry, dude. You don't have a choice, man. They're like, yeah, you get your ass in here. Lord have mercy.
I want one of those country girls.
Oh,
that's what I want. I want one of those country German girls. Damn right.
Bayern. Yeah, just say the word Bayern. And when you say it and you hear it.
Before, at least from when back, I was over there in the 80s. So, yeah.
Bayern is the southern part of Germany. So, you know, all southern girls are delicious. Oh my God. You can't deny it.
Anyway.
Ain't nothing about talking, it's about doing. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Get it on.
I got it, guys. It's 2:00 in the morning, man. I'm about to fall out.
Come on. Yeah, you ain't jumping, bro.
I'm gonna shut her down.
Like 110 here. Come on, man.
Come on.
All right, Bill, my daughter, I need to let you know this because right there, you said it's about 40 minutes from where you are to the base over there.
Yeah, about an hour drive. Yeah.
Okay, an hour. All right, I think I got your number, but shoot me an email, please. And because all of my kids are going to be coming over here, and the colonel is in agreement. He's going to send us on a plane over there. We're going to stop over at Barksdale, but Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana is a hub for refueling, and it'll probably take about 6 hours, maybe 8 hours, and we'll catch a flight over to right near where you're at, where the base is. Okay. And once that happens, saving money right now, and I'll we'll take care of things. Okay.
Yeah, just give me a call, Jimmy.
Yeah, I sure will, bro. And because my oldest daughter, she already decided to she said, "Fuck this! I'm going to my daddy." You know, the colonel, he takes care of us because it ain't just one daddy. I mean, understand that. You got some kids. Every single father on that base over there takes care of my kids like it's their own kids. You know. Yeah, well, you know how that goes, right? And they're part of a really big family. And
good night, Miriam.
And my kids. Well, Miriam, dude, I'm still over here. Let me just give me a minute, bro, to bounce off
Sweet
of the
dreams,
chat real quick.
Sweet dreams, Miriam. You have.
Oh man, God bless you. You are so wonderful. When Miriam comes in the chat, everybody gets so alive, you know, and so motivated. It's beautiful. Love it. And Miriam got to talk to Mary Elizabeth today. And now my daughter was here, and she got to see her on live stream and stuff. and it was really pretty. Mary Elizabeth was talking about you, Miriam, and she's like, Dad, this girl ain't never gonna come here, right? You understand my daughter, right? She don't like any other women around me. Any other, I mean, you gotta understand the Southern culture.
Yeah. But hey,
I mean,
you know,
literally, a woman wrote me and sent me the messages of my daughter, and she was literally cussing her out. But if you ever come around my daddy again, I will never find your body. I mean, I'm like, wow, my daughter cussed this woman out. I mean, come on. Woo.
but yeah,
But I
just
mean, you gotta
give me a call.
appreciate
Let
it.
me know. Look, give me a call when the time's right, and we'll get things squared away. Okay.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
Miriam, God bless you. And it's 3 o'clock where Miriam's at. Come on.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Carpenter. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Thank you, all those that came up on the screen tonight and participated in chat. Buffalo Bill, Singularity, from the start. Rock on, Sing, man.
You guys are awesome, every one of you.
Yeah.
Bill, you're wonderful, man. You're doing a great job. I'm gonna do all I can and take care of you, bro. And I need to send you that format to write to the governor. That's what you need. You need direct contact with the governor.
What
Because what you
for?
got is a reserve. Yeah, the governor right there in Missouri.
I don't need no government intervention. I just need.
No, you're not
help.
going to have intervention. You're going to declare. You're going to stand up like a man with a pair of balls.
But I'm not declaring shit. That they don't need to know nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't need to know shit.
Okay, I see
I don't
what you're
want
saying.
their fingers in my pie. What the fuck? You write a letter like that.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Hell with that. Fuck all that bullshit, Jimmy.
Me, I don't give a damn what they think. You know, I declare what I declare, and that's mine.
And I don't need their approval.
It ain't nothing about approval. But don't worry about it. I won't. I ain't gonna push that. It's okay, it's the second time you told me that, and look, I understand, man. Okay.
Now you get help from those bastards. They want a piece of the pie, or at least want to stick your finger at me.
I just don't want to see snipers on the bridge. I don't want to see a bunch of neighbors coming around on horses with.
I'm building something.
Who was that? Who was that family where they shot all their cattle and stuff?
Jimmy, stop. Listen, I'm building something they can't fuck with.
Right.
Not a single damn thing they can screw with. What we build will be as permanent as we are. If I can pass this on to a next generation, which I got a good start at.
Well, your last will and testament, people don't understand the last will and testament. Not even the devil messes with that. So if you leave it to a son or a daughter, hey, it's done, dude. Nobody can touch it. Having so many soldiers, I've been before so many judges, and I learned a lot of law. And that's something that nobody, no matter what country you're in, they don't mess with it. But
so really got to get to bed, man. I'm falling out.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. All right, God bless you, man. I'm gonna close these things out right now. And God bless you, man. Have a wonderful night. And Patriots, y'all sleep well, and may the angels guard over you and take care of you. Okay. And look, I pray for all of y'all every day. God, I pray for y'all. Man.
Dream well, Patriots. And we will see you Monday, because I have a feeling Tanya will be doing her show tomorrow night. So, or wait a minute, tomorrow's Saturday night. Yeah, I'll be on a little bit late because we're going to Six Flags again.
Okay.
So
I guess it's infectious, ain't it? I thought it was Wednesday, dude. Damn.
No, Saturday's fun day. Yeah, then Sunday, that's for other things. So
that's why I feel like this. Okay.
Yeah, so we gotta have a fun day in there somewhere. So God bless you all, and I'll see you tomorrow night.